And we are live. Good evening,
Hey,
folks. Mobile Giza here with Mike, Simply Your Device. Say hi, Mike.
hey there, Mike Dixon, Simply Your Device. How's everybody doing?
And Will D from the Will channel. Will, say hello.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday.
So we are here on our usual Friday night. This week was my turn. And we're going to have a usual discussion of our weekly tech events. And
Hey George,
go ahead.
you got that problem with that one earbud. You could do it like
Yeah.
the old, the guys used to hold it in their
Oh,
ear
yeah.
like this. You know what I mean? Reporting
Do you
live
do,
from.
do you remember Ronan Martin's laughing? The announcer, he always sat there like
Yeah,
this.
exactly. So I just
Wait,
know
wait,
you were about to grab it. So
wait. Because I said that, I have to do this. What's the news across the nation? We have got the information in a way we hope will amuse
See, Mike, you got him
You
going,
just
Mike. You
love
got him going.
to give
that's
you our views.
go
La
ahead,
da di da, ladies and
go.
gents, laughing looks at the news. Okay. Why I remember this stuff, I have no idea. This stuff just stays in my head.
Uh, Now I got to
I
go
can
back and watch the episodes
I can do
just
the entire
because.
opening to Superman too from memory. I don't know why. Okay, so tonight we have some pretty serious stuff. So I guess we're gonna start with what we got yesterday, that Canada has arrested the Huawei CFO who was wanted by US authorities. So US asked Canada to arrest her and extradite her back to the United States. Who came up with this story first? Will, was it
I don't
you?
know. I don't know. I think everybody probably seen it. I
And
don't
now
know.
we
Yeah,
can't hear Will at all. Will, we cannot hear you at all.
I can hear Will. I can hear
Mike,
Will.
can I hear?
George,
All of a
you
sudden, I
can't hear me,
can't hear
George?
anybody. My earbuds are not working. I'm going to take them off and switch.
Oh
Okay,
man.
they just stopped working.
Did they just stop working? I can hear him.
Well,
No,
Will, can
not
you hear him?
everybody.
in the article that George pulled
Yeah,
up here,
good.
Just
Take
stuck
it
to
from
the
here,
old
right?
ways.
says like you said, Canada arrested her and they're trying to extradite her back to the United States. As of Wednesday, she's the daughter of Huawei's
Technical
founder.
difficulties.
Um, what else? Mang Wan Zhao. I don't know how you say her name. She's the
Okay, and
chief
I'm still not
financial
hearing
officer.
anybody.
Um, what else? Apparently, this
I know
like
we're
messes up.
live.
This messes up the.
I
Mike, can
don't
you
know
hear
if you
me?
people can
Yeah,
hear
I can
me,
hear
but
you.
I can't hear
You
anybody.
can't.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. This
I
You're
messes
hear
up
good.
nothing.
the
Neither
90-day
with my
truce they
plug in
had
here.
on trade between President Trump and Xi Jinping.
Off the.
Um,
Okay, you guys just go on.
she was
We are. We,
arrested
we are.
Give
on
me a minute.
sanctions violations. Um, and they haven't really come up with what violation she did yet. Believe I saw actually a couple minutes ago
It says here
on
between 2009 and
on
2014, Huawei
Twitter.
used Hong Kong company Skycom Tech to make transactions with Iran and do business with telecom companies there in violation of American sanctions. Banks in the United States clearly financial transactions for Huawei, inadvertently doing business with Skycom. They claim. So basically, they found a paper trail showing that Huawei was doing business with just like ZTE's trouble, wasn't
Who,
it, Will?
who,
Yeah, but I'm looking here at the article. It's pretty funny because the media over there.
I'm reading it from the one you sent me from the
Oh,
New
okay.
York Times. It's pretty good,
Yeah,
pretty
this is
detailed.
George is from CNBC. This one of the
Yeah.
media in China, I guess they commented and basically said since since the U.S. can't beat Huawei, this is like what they're doing to try to
I saw that comment. Yeah.
try to make them look bad. I guess like everybody says, if Apple can't beat them, this is how they're trying to get rid of them.
But keep in mind, all of this is constantly driven by a
Politicians.
few congressmen. Yeah, Marco Rubio, a couple of others. and it's always those same guys, and it's always Huawei and ZTE. Why not Xiaomi, who's making some good inroads in the United States? Why are they singling out these two companies all the time? That's what I don't get.
Well, the crazy thing is, after this happened, the stock market took a tumble. So there goes my 401k.
Well, hey, you just hold on to it. My investments are in there too.
Jeez, like this is ridiculous. Come
I
on,
didn't
man.
realize until I read one of these articles that ZTE is the second largest something in the world. Oh no, ZTE is the second largest phone manufacturer in the world. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, this is I don't know. This is like it's the same thing every time. This, you know what I mean? Every couple months there's
Exactly.
I think this might be the end of them in the US though. I think they're done.
Of Huawei?
But
Yeah.
But keep in mind, all of us who have Huawei phones, we just keep, well, they've been on Amazon up until
Yeah,
now.
you keep saying, yeah, but you know what? This is what me and Mike were talking about. I couldn't see buying like a Mate 20 Pro and not having a warranty. That's my thing.
Yeah, and
Like, you see with the green screen thing that's going on, I couldn't imagine.
okay, yeah, and when you buy them from Amazon, some of them have U.S. warranties, some of them don't. That's true.
Yeah.
But the other thing I found interesting with Huawei was that all of a sudden all this turmoil on the financial markets, and then
Right.
you never heard of the. I couldn't stick around to listen, but then somebody said, "Who's Huawei anyway?" You know that like wow, really? You know
That's the thing. We know who Huawei is, but we assume the general public has no idea. But I'll bet you the financial people know who they are just as well as we do.
Oh yeah, they do, but it just is.
Like you said, the regular people don't know. You know, if it's not Samsung or Apple or LG or somebody making their electronic stuff, most of the time they won't, you know, be too interested.
So Will is saying the regular people don't know. Only us irregular people know. I got it.
Yeah, like if you woke up and saw you hear like, oh, the market is down, and then you find out because of Huawei, everybody's like, what? You know what I mean? Nobody.
I'm looking at Amazon right now just to see about some of your things about buying these phones.
Yeah,
I couldn't see.
I know they were still there last time I looked.
Well, they're still on Amazon. I'm looking at this Huawei P20 Lite.
Yeah.
Now I don't see. They actually offer 6 months for financing on this phone.
Okay, so
through Amazon. Now I don't see anything being international. I know, and Will, you're right. There are those phones that will say international, and there's no coverage on them.
It goes right here.
No, you could get international both with U.S. warranties and without. I've seen both.
I never seen one with a warranty, but
no, I've gotten 3 or 4 with warranties with you, and it'll specifically say with U.S. warranty. You know.
Well, that's a U.S. model then.
No. They have international models, and they will give a U.S. warranty sometimes. I don't know what the criteria is, though.
Well, here goes the P20 Pro right here.
Right.
6 gigs of RAM, 128 storage, factory unlocked, international stock, no warranty. But that phone looks sweet.
Of course it does.
If it wasn't for the software, and didn't they just do something where you can't put no launcher on there anymore? That's what they're going to be moving to. That's what killed.
I heard some things about they're starting to kind of like clamp it down a little bit on stuff like that.
Locking you out with any other law. Oh, that's see, I don't like that at all.
Hey, I just want to point out we have somebody that wants to play Austin Evans. I got Phone Tech at work saying, "Hey guys," he's saying this is Austin Evans' voice. So we have a star in the industry. I just want to point that out.
That's right.
My brother's here. I just want to give a shout out to my brothers here, and Six is always the first one in the room.
And Alan is in the room. Okay, he already said that. Okay.
Yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to let all of us know that we have a potential. Yeah. So.
All right, I'm seeing P20 Lite. Let me take a look at my Mate SE because I bought that on Amazon.
Yeah, that's on there. Mate SE.
Yeah.
They're on there.
Here you go.
U.S. warranty is on there.
Yeah, U.S. warranty, exactly. So I don't know what the criteria is for some having warranties and some not. So
If I spend $800, if it don't got a warranty, I'm not buying it.
And I'll bring up this question again. I know we all talked about it, but you think the carriers are going to get forced into blacklisting these phones now?
I think at some point they will. Yeah, because I think our politicians have enough clout to force them to do that. Yeah, and obviously they're going to. Yeah. So I don't know.
That's a shame.
I know ZTE is once again bringing some people out to Vegas. I won't be going this year, but I saw one of the guys actually showed his badge online last week or the week before. So this makes me wonder because so we go to our next story with Japan.
Sure. While Huawei is doing bad things, they got other people doing more bad things.
Yeah. Our next story is Japan reportedly planning to boycott both Huawei and ZTE equipment for government use, which is the first thing that had happened in the U.S. First, they banned their equipment, then they locked down their wouldn't let them buy any equipment. So it sounds like Japan is going to go the same route. So obviously, it's not just us that are having a problem with, at least with Huawei and ZTE, but of course, Japan is a very, very close ally of ours. So maybe we have enough clout to make them do that. So I don't know.
Right. Oh, you think we're influencing their decision?
That's my guess.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. Here's the story. Chinese technology companies have numerous difficulties overseas this year owing to a lack of trust, particularly in the U.S., where Huawei's proposed carrier deals with AT&T and Verizon fell through. ZTE was forced to pay huge fines and sack board members to resume trading. According to unnamed sources speaking to Reuters, the Japanese government has similar concerns about Chinese equipment being used for spying and will cease purchases from Huawei and ZTE. So they have the same concerns that supposedly our military had. Now, I did see a story that said that ZTE had some actual connection to the Chinese government, and I didn't realize that. Have you guys seen that?
No, I did not.
Okay. So I don't know if that's true or not true.
These stories have been flying off. Every time you turn around, it's all around these particular companies in the latest.
It's always only these two. Now, in justification for the U.S. and for Japan, I guess, what got them both in trouble in the first place was doing business with Iran and North Korea, and I gather now Venezuela, all basically U.S. enemies. And I guess their contracts say if you're going to buy U.S. products, you can't do business with these companies. Well, both Huawei and ZTE have been caught doing business with these companies. So, I guess some of this is their own fault once again. But I want to go to the next story because where is the Venezuela story?
Hey, Alter Tech is in the room. Philly Jazzy Jeff's here. Welcome, everyone.
Cool.
Yes, thank you for stopping in.
I'm trying to find my link for the next story.
So for the Venezuela.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, this story is titled "Senators Want to Punish ZTE for Helping Venezuela Spy on Its Own Citizens." ZTE still has the ire of the U.S. government behind it, even as it is paying off penalties for its sanction breaches, with trading to Iranian and North Korean businesses. 2 U.S. senators will allege that it has again betrayed embargoes against Venezuela. Senator Chris Van Hollen, Maryland, Marco Rubio, Florida, will urge the State Department, Treasury Department, and Commerce Department to investigate if ZTE, Reuters reports the company may have use U.S.-made components to create a citizen identity card that could track behavior through financial institutions, political activity on social media, and other factors from the Venezuelan government. Well, I can see where, and you got to say, one's a Democrat, one's a Republican, so it's bipartisan. So there's no one side. So is it true? If it's not true, where did they get evidence that they were building something to help Venezuela track its citizens? It's like these people are, these companies are their own worst enemies, if you ask me. And I have ZTE products, and I have Huawei products, and I like both.
and I find it, now I'm sitting here thinking. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it's true, but they're saying, but why is a U.S. senator worry about what's going on in Venezuela? Am I wrong for saying?
Because we have sanctions against Venezuela, just like we do with Iran and North Korea.
Oh, so just merely doing business with them.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
These companies are not supposed to be doing business with
any kind. Okay.
Sanctions against. Yeah.
I thought it was reflecting the accusations. That's all. But okay, yeah. I got you. That makes sense. So they're not paying attention. They're not listening to what
you're not paying
are
attention.
in trouble. Yeah, they weren't paying attention. Is right.
But keep in mind the story does say they're going to ask the State Department. The State Department. What was the other one? It wasn't the State Department. Commerce Department. Yeah, State Department, Treasury Department, Commerce Department. So to investigate. So it hasn't been proven yet. But I got to think, with this being this specific about making stuff so Venezuela can spy on its citizens, it's got to be something there, you would think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's very sad, but if these companies are actually doing these things in violation of their own contracts with U.S. companies, well, I guess they're getting what they're asking for. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean,
I just can't believe again. ZTEs, they're just now getting they got 2 phones out. They're just starting to get back into things.
They just paid $4 billion in penalty for the last one.
Now, you know what? Did this give a time frame? Was this just recent?
Yeah, this had to be just recent because this story just came out, I think, yesterday. So yeah, this is the first time I've heard any mention of Venezuela.
This isn't reflecting back when they were doing their before. Yeah, the other thing.
No, it's not reflecting on that, but it's the same type of business practice. Once again, you're doing business with somebody who we officially have sanctions against, which they're not supposed to do. Now, of course, it hasn't been proven yet, but let's see what happens. I keep thinking, these people just keep digging their own hole.
Yeah, really. It's a shame. It's a shame because I like ZTE.
Yeah,
as a product. My experience with them on 2 occasions dealing with them customer service were really good.
Yeah.
And that's hard to find. That's hard to find a company that does
still my
area. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So anyway, so those are the first 3 stories, all having to do with Huawei and ZTE getting in more trouble. Now, I assume we're going to find out when I need to click on that first story with Huawei because I forgot the CFO's name. What was her name?
Something Ming Jinping, something like that.
You sounded like an ugly American. You know that?
No, that was her name. Go look at her name. It's something like that. Look at
you just said something in Mandarin. It probably is a curse word or something.
That's right.
Look at
and it has to do with a dead cat or something.
Go look at her name.
Dude, dead cat. Unbelievable.
Oh, man.
The funny thing is, the old guy here is the only one who's being politically correct. I mean, come on, pal.
Go look at her name. I'm serious.
Right.
I'm trying to find the story. I'm not finding the story.
I'm gonna find
it. Meg, here, hold. Let me see if I can get.
Oh, okay. No, she's not the one with
the bright light in my face. See if
the other one. The other one was Xing Ping. The other one in the article. down further. But her name is Meng Zhao.
Ping. They're going to say the bathroom's down that way. Okay.
You guys are sick. I thought I was supposed to be the sick one in this.
Man. Well, when you just let it, you just have it like that. You guys just say it like it is,
Yeah, exactly. Wait, now I've got it coming.
Meg.
I'm usually
Wanzoon. Wanzoon. I got to look at the comments in the room. They're probably dying right now after a while.
Yeah, Meng. Well, Meng is it's M-E-N-G. Meng.
Wanzhou.
Yeah, Meng Wanzhou. Okay. Boy, I could make a joke out of that. I'm going.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I'm going to.
I thought maybe it'll be 0 people watching after what I got done doing. So they're still hanging around.
The problem is you got 3 Jersey guys here. We're all a bunch of wise guys anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, 3 Jersey guys, and they're all talking about
Exactly.
Anyway. So let's get on to the next story before I get myself in trouble more.
All right. Now, all right, the next bunch of
5G, right?
stories are all about 5G, right? I wrote an article about 5G yesterday. It's mobilegeezer.wordpress.com, and I tried to give a simple explanation of 5G in general. And boy, once I dove into it, I had no idea how complicated this stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
In the next few years, we're going to be dealing with 5G with phones, with hospitals and surgeons and self-driving cars and farming and all kinds of stuff. I mean, they're expecting 5G to have a huge impact on our entire society and world. And one comment even said it might be as impacting as the discovery of electricity itself. That's how big a deal they're saying it might be.
Well, yeah, but it isn't. It isn't going to happen tomorrow.
No.
But wait a minute. Let me preface it real quick. We got two major companies already now allowed in our country, so to have 5G. So I see some stumbling here for 5G here in the United States.
Both of those companies are some of the big shakers worldwide with 5G, both Huawei and ZTE.
Right.
But the first 2 phones that looks like we're going to have in the U.S. with 5G are AT&T and OnePlus. And so one of you guys take the story with AT&T with the 2 phones.
I'm good. I'm getting there.
Okay.
As we know that Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 will be the first commercial chip to support multi-gigabyte 5G connectivity, and AT&T has big plans for a nationwide 5G network that uses both 5G. What MM stands for? I can't remember. Milliwave. I guess milliwave.
I can't remember what it stands for.
And sub-6 gigahertz frequencies.
That's the simpler of the 2.
Okay. Yeah. So all that's left is our phones. Will stop it. Left with phones. 5G network will be useless without products that use it, and expect Samsung is one of those manufacturers AT&T has tapped to build them. Now, that's for phones. Now, I got an interesting thought. What about Samsung making the components for 5G?
Well, I know that both Huawei and ZTE are big makers of those components. Well, obviously, they won't be making them here.
Right.
So I don't know who else is making them. Now, I'm sure Samsung. Samsung being Samsung, I'm sure they have a supplier to put in this infrastructure for them, and I'll bet you it's not Huawei or ZTE.
No. They're direct competitors for them.
Exactly.
So the pair at the press release, AT&T states that there will be 2 Samsung smartphones available in 2019 that will support the company's budding 5G network. There aren't a lot of details given, but there's a stretch in imagination that the 2 models in questions are going to be the S10 and the Galaxy Note 10.
Right, not a stretch to the imagination.
Well, it's that's a very good possibility. I mean,
Yeah,
Motorola's half-hearted attempt to have a 5G component in this. Yeah, their mod.
that
was
pathetic.
yeah, it's half-baked, but
Yeah.
it's worth a try. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what do you got, Will?
This is now, George. I read your article. It was good. You always write good stuff. I read your article, right?
Yeah.
And your article was like trying to get me excited. Because in the beginning, I felt like Mike. Like 4G took forever to get here. Like all
To
the
get
way.
where we're at now, to get
Like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine how long 5G is going to take to get, where me and Mike are in New Jersey.
Well,
But
in doing my research for the story, they were all saying it's not going to be real fast. And one thing about when they start out with 5G, especially with phones, where there's not 5G available, it'll tie back to 4G. So you'll be cutting back and forth for a while.
But here's the
And
thing.
phones are going to be the first thing you start getting in 2020 and 21. But then you're going to start seeing it in cars, and you're going to start seeing it probably in hospitals. So it's just, but you're right, it's going to be a slow process.
But I was like excited, right? And then I thought about it. I saw OnePlus is like, our phones will be like $200 more.
I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical right now for 5G myself.
And then I'm like, well, if their phones are $200 more, how much more is Samsung going to cost?
And I thought the same thing. And for me, as soon as I saw that, I said, okay, I can understand it with the new technology. And for OnePlus, yes, I'll spend the $200 or $300 more. But I'm not spending $200 or $300 more to get a Samsung phone.
So you're now talking about a $1,300 phone.
I read an article that was like, it was another article where basically the guy was just like, wait till the carriers decide to say we're gonna jack up the prices and they're gonna charge. You know what I mean? Charge you more. I'm like,
so you're saying we're gonna spend more for the phones and for
the service? Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, whatever. 4G is good.
now you know what? A notion just hit me. Let's talk about a little bit of then a net neutrality.
Yeah, I was about to say, Mike, especially with that, because
now they're going to come out and say, hey, you want 5G, you're going to pay this much. But you can't afford it. You can still get 4G at this price.
Yeah, they're gonna jack up everything, and then certain stuff you're gonna have to pay extra for 5G access, maybe for Netflix or whatever. It's gonna.
No, but that didn't happen with 4G, did it?
Yeah, but we didn't have the whole net neutrality thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's true. That is true. I didn't think in terms of net neutrality, but you're absolutely right.
George, I think if I remember right, like when 4G, I think when 4G got like big, I think I had an iPhone. Right. And I remember there was like something where there was an update, and basically what they did was they added the 4G. They added the 4G icon in your status bar. Like, I don't even know if it was really 4G yet. You know what I mean? Like, they just made you think you had 4G.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Well, yeah, if they can make us think we have 5G if it's still 4G, but
just flip the thing and change the icon.
But that wouldn't work with 5G because 5G is like hundreds of times faster, because like with 4G, was it 300 milliseconds? Well, at 5G, it's 1 millisecond. That's like instantaneous talking back and forth at the same time, So I don't think they could fool you by telling you it's 5G if it's not.
I hope they let me choose if I want to pay for that or keep my 4G, because I don't know if I want my bill to go up anymore.
I hope you're not right about the plans going up too.
But that's. See, there's a lot of ifs here, and there's a lot of sketchiness going on here.
Oh yeah,
I agree. Lewis, there's a Lewis Tapia. Yeah, he's saying that he felt like they rushed it, and I think they were rushing it. They don't have it all the way. They're not all the way in on it, and they're going to use this 5G as a marketing ploy. I've mentioned it to Will many times, and I still feel to this day, it's not fully cooked. It's not ready to roll. And then all you're going to hear about as soon as 2019 rolls around, and once one of these areas get light up with supposedly 5G, it's going to be just a marketing thing, and then it's going to bake it in people's heads. They're going to cook it in people's heads that, the phone you have now, just don't cut it anymore.
Yeah, but keep in mind, it's been a marketing thing because let's look at the article, and I remember this. AT&T has the equipment and infrastructure in place for a 5G network in Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas, Houston, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Louisville, Oklahoma City, New Orleans, Raleigh, San Antonio, and Waco. And these cities are slated to have operational 5G by the end of 2018, which AT&T has been promising all year. So they have to make that work this month, and they know that.
Yeah, I just don't.
But even if they do have it working by the end of this month, they can say it or they cannot say it. Because who will have a 5G phone by the end of this month? Nobody will.
Nobody.
They can say whatever they want.
Yeah. So I feel the first few years it's going to be 5G. I mean, a 4G light. You know what I mean? Or a 5G light. You know what I mean?
Could be. Yeah. And see, I as much as I love Samsung, and we have the S9, but if they're going to be first and they're coming out, if they do February again, I'm going to go with OnePlus, figuring that okay, they've got a few more months to see what happened with Samsung and to straighten out some problems. And I'm betting that their 5G will probably be more ready than Samsung's will, because Samsung's the one that's trying to push it out the door in a hurry.
Right.
So that's my guess.
So you got to hear a Samsung 5G smartphone prototype. Oh wow! Look at that. Things like in the dark.
Yeah.
That picture, it's like
You see that notch? That cutout at the, what is that?
I don't know. I'm trying to get a better picture of it.
I don't know. I don't really.
Oh yeah, they've got the hole in it. Yeah.
Now wait, do y'all like the hole more than the teardrop?
Of course, I haven't seen it up close. I like the hole from what I've seen in pictures. I like the hole better than I like the regular notch, but I think the teardrop notch is pretty cool the way it is, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like the whole thing on the side.
Well, don't you want to be holy? Okay, I couldn't resist that. I could not resist that.
I don't really like the whole. I don't know. And I can't imagine what Samsung's going to charge to get the hole on the phone.
Oh, yeah, you can count on it.
I don't really like it, though. From looking
but, as I thought about what you said about the carriers and charging, well, I guess somebody's got to pay for this infrastructure to go in there. So
yeah, that's what they were saying. They spent so much money on it. Yeah, they're going to charge us.
Yeah. So
now then we were just talking about before the show about the expense of these phones. Now you're going to have these phones are going to be, they're coming now at 1,000. These phones we're looking at now, the Samsung, right?
Right.
Or an Apple phone.
Right.
And now they're going to throw this 5G at you. And they're going to say, oh, our reasoning is because we got the 5G. It's just
they
the
got to pay for the
phones
infrastructure. That makes sense. And the development, that makes sense too. So I'd be willing to pay, all right, so $550. All right, so they said $200 to $300. So now I'm talking $750 to $850 for a OnePlus phone. Yes, I'll pay that. But if you're going to put another $300 on the Samsung and Apple phone, I'm not paying that.
I was going to say, where does it end? Where does it stop?
It doesn't.
Yeah, like the phone.
For you, as a tech reviewer, it buys your own stuff too. Where's it going to end for you, George? Because I can't afford it. I got it. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm thinking as they get up into the teens hundreds, the 1,200s, the 1,300s, the 1,500. I'm going to be 6 months behind waiting for that phone to drop a little bit. That's what I'm thinking.
6 months? I'll be a year behind. That's too much money. Because think about it, George. If OnePlus says, I'm just saying, if they say we're going to charge $200 more for 5G, they didn't say nothing about like updating the screen, or they're just saying for 5G, we're going to charge you that much more. Well, so you might get the same screen that you've been having for the past how many years?
That's
or like
true.
Apple might give you an iPhone XR with the same screen but 5G and charge you $1,000.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? Like that. I don't need 5G that bad. Sorry.
I don't think we should sell 5G short. here's what I got from all my research for the article.
And then wait, hold on.
5G is going to be a much bigger deal than we think it is.
Nah, wait, George. Me and Mike were talking about this yesterday. They said that once 5G rolls out, right? You know how we like to get unlocked phones. They were like, it's going to be harder to make an unlocked phone have 5G.
Yeah,
so that means you're going to be stuck with a carrier phone.
Yeah.
On a specific carrier. You know what I mean? Because they're not. It might not be able to jump to the other network as easy. They were saying, and you're paying more for it. Like that. Oh no, I'll stick with 4G for until they figure it all out.
See, I don't have a problem with sticking to my carrier because I don't use anything but T-Mobile. But others are going to have a big problem.
George, so what would be even the point? Like you want to pay outright for your phone? What's the point then? Why would you even pay if you're let's say your OnePlus next year costs $750? What's the point of paying the $750 up front? You're gonna stay on there anyway, and it might not work on another carrier. You might as well pay monthly.
I just don't like payments. I just don't like payments. It makes me feel like I owe somebody else again. I pay a mortgage, my car's almost paid off. I don't want more payments.
Whoa, hold on. We forgot to mention, and thank you, Lewis.
Sorry. Lewis.
We have a super chat. We got the super chat on George's channel.
Thank you very much, Lewis. Appreciate that.
Thank you. That was awesome. I forgot to push it out there. Super chat is wide open, is it not, guys? No, wait a minute. Again, we just did a fund. We did a fund to help George's so he can get an iPhone. Now we got to start a new fund so he can afford to go get his new 5G phone.
I was going to say, so I'll have to save this for next year for the 5G. You can count on that.
Yeah. So, but see, what else was there? Let me give that. What's the next one?
Now we had more 5G stories. We had. Okay, I said 5G, Samsung's 5G Pro. Oh, sorry, you already went through that one.
Yeah.
And then we had, the story that said 5G phones could cost $200 to $300 more. That comes from Carl Pei from OnePlus. So he's the president. You ought to know. So I think he's smart to get that out there early up front because we're at least 7 months away from a next OnePlus phone, I would think. And I'm thinking if they're smart, they're going to save their 5G phone till the 7T, which would be next November. And I'll pay it. I have to tell you the truth.
I got me thinking about like they roll out these phones with these prices, and let's just quickly go back over a little bit about Black Friday and talk about prices and all that stuff. You see some of the prices of these phones or these deals that they were having now. Meanwhile, they roll out when the phone's brand new with it's $1,000 and also Samsung, for example, Samsung's S9 had a $200+ discount during Black Friday, and I think they still threw in a thing you can trade in a phone.
And keep in mind now that's a phone that's been out since February, I believe.
Yeah, well,
we got ours in February, so it's.
I always drive the point home, and I know I'm a broken record. The wait. Don't go out and get it now. If your phone is working, you didn't bust it up, or it's not stuck in boot loop. Oh, I'm sorry, that's another story. Just hang on to it because I'm telling you, the deals come out after a while. These places, they got merchandise sitting in the warehouse, and they gotta move. They got to move it because the next one's coming in.
Fine for regular consumers, but for us, now for reviewers, most of us aren't going to wait very long.
Now, Mike, kind of what you're saying. This is. I know it's. I got the Pixel. I didn't pay for it, but I got it when it came out. Now they came out with all those crazy deals, and they still running deals now. Where they had the one where they would give you a credit card, basically where you could get American Airlines or Airbnb for the price of whatever phone you bought, worth that amount. Google kind of, to me, I know they don't really care about specs, but if you think about it, they come out the end of the year with the Snapdragon, last year's chip, basically. It's like you're already behind. You know what I mean?
Right, because the A55 they already had a conference on it. It's coming out. Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, like if you don't like what's his name said in the comment, Phone Tech at Work said in the thing, if you don't have a Kirin chip or a Snapdragon 855, you know what I mean? You're old news now because the other ones are old.
Snapdragon 855 or a Kirin 980.
They should come out in the beginning of the year, so at least you get a full, you know, you're for a little while you got the top chip.
But of course, it may be that Google specifically picked, was it October, right?
Yeah.
Because maybe they want proven technology by the time they put their
you
phone
know what, George? I give up, George. I'm with you. Google doesn't care because
Yeah.
Google just lets you beta test their phones and test drive everything so they can go kill all the products off that you like. They're like, we'll kill Inbox, we'll kill Hangouts, we'll kill Allo, they'll kill everything. Then they discount the phones. They're selling you a Nexus. It's the, you know, it's
all right. You just did the perfect lead-in. So now you need to go. You need to go click on the story about Allo for us and tell us about that.
Excuse me. Before, wait. I'm sorry, real quick. Lewis in the room had a question, and I just want to get a touch base on real quick.
Oh, I see it.
Lewis's question: your Pixel 3 Lite.
Yeah,
and we were talking about phones and all, and 5G and the cost of phones. What do you guys think? Is this Pixel 3 Lite a real deal? Is it real?
I'm not convinced it's going to come out for sure, but there's so many rumors about it for 2 months now, or something like that. I can't tell for sure whether it's coming out. What do you think, Will?
I'm not sure.
Uh-oh, he's goofing on.
Sure.
Yeah, we're. I'll have to message you later, George.
Okay.
But anyway,
I see it.
You're famous, George.
He's not saying I'm the old star.
No, you gotta make a moderator.
Am I supposed to?
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's his doing. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for joining us. Hey, he didn't say anything dirty. I'm good with that.
Oh God.
So I don't know. I'm still wondering what the deal with all this pictures and hype over the Pixel 3 Lite. What you think it's going to be the real thing?
A lot cheaper.
It's supposed to be a lot cheaper with lower specs, but do you think it's going to be real, Will?
Or is this a unicorn? Where you go?
I think he must have had fatherly stuff. That's my guess.
Okay, yeah, the mic showing up is being muted. So
yeah,
Lewis, I wish I could tell you because that all of a sudden what's up with Russia? These Russian reports come out, and then I don't know. I don't know. Google's weird. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't you think, George? They're weird that they don't. There is an opportunity for a phone like this.
Yes, there is an opportunity, and there have already been people say that they'd buy it. Will, do you think it's going to come out for real? He just put his. Will, do you think it's going to come out for real?
I don't know. I don't think it matters because, like you said it has lower specs, but like we know, Google doesn't care. So if they put like a lower chip or whatever, you might get better battery.
Yeah,
same camera. It
right.
doesn't.
And because the people that had said they would buy it is because it's going to have the same camera. And what's
you know what? I was telling Mike earlier. The thing is, let's say it comes out at $600, right?
Or $600.
I think they were saying $550 maybe. Or something.
Okay, let's say $550. Right. Would you buy that over a OnePlus? Because if you can get a OnePlus for the same price and put Google's point the camera app on it, you got the same camera with more RAM, a better chip.
Well, I guess the argument would be, but you're getting the real Pixel camera, and they're probably right. But no, I would buy the OnePlus phone.
The camera, if you point the camera over, it's basically the same.
Have you tried that to prove
it? Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
It's I mean, I don't know. Google's just, I don't know. They're
yeah, Lewis, I agree with you. Yeah, the iPhone SE2, a unicorn. So yeah, George, did you used to coach the Colts? George, are you hiding things on us?
George.
The Indianapolis Colts?
Yeah. Or I don't know, maybe the Baltimore Colts.
I don't even like the Indianapolis Colts.
How about the Baltimore Colts? You like them when they were in town?
They were okay. I've been a Raider fan since 19. Okay.
Back when Al Davis ran the place.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. This year, I'm ashamed to say that, but I'm still a Raider fan. with our entire 2 wins. You know.
So, all right, go ahead, go back to your story. I just, I saw somebody ask a good question there. So,
all right. So, Will, tell us about the killing Aloe off story.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about it. Yeah, Aloe is dead. When are they? What's the date that they're killing it on?
I'd have to click on it too.
Where is it? Is it in
March.
here?
March, I thought I heard.
Oh, it's going to be this year.
But yeah, they're killing Aloe off, and they're letting you export your conversations if anybody ever was using it.
Thanks, Lewis. Thanks, Lewis, for coming by. Thank you.
I don't think anybody was using it.
Hi, Lewis. Thanks very much.
But if you were, you can get your conversations and stuff. I think they have like a tutorial or something up now where you can transfer your conversations. But not that it matters to us. I don't think nobody here really used it. It never had SMS fallback, so it kind of.
But the funny thing is, in the story, it says lately some of the app's remaining users, I didn't know there was any, complained of bugs and broken functionality. There have been messages not being delivered. That's pretty heavy duty for a messaging app.
I think in India it was pretty big. I think that's what they made it for.
Okay.
But,
okay.
Yeah, Google's killing this off, and you see, RCS kind of got off to a not even a half start with Verizon actually pushing it out to the Pixel 3.
Exactly. So they are making some headway, it seems.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm on AT&T. We'll see how long I take to get it. And I think T-Mobile has it on the S7.
Okay. But now, of course, in the article, it says, meanwhile, essentially the entire Aloe team was moved to work on Android messages and spent the last several months porting over much of Aloe's features and functionality, all leading up to the recent beginnings of evidence that the rollout of Google's RCS chat initiative is gaining traction. Well, gaining traction doesn't tell me anybody's actually going to use it.
Well,
right?
no.
I mean, how is it gaining traction?
Because Verizon's pushing it out and supposedly everybody else is on board. And the people I've seen, like in the comments who are using it, who are, I guess they both have Verizon or somebody has Sprint, because Sprint has had it for a while.
Right.
I guess they're liking it. But even Project Fi doesn't even have it yet.
Yeah, that's pretty weird, isn't it?
Google is, but I think somebody was saying that since T-Mobile doesn't have it, it's hard for them to have it because it jumps between the networks.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. Whatever. The way they're rolling it out, this is why it's not going to work. It's coming out to specific handsets. When it was announced, they made it sound like all you had to do was have Google's messaging app,
right,
and it would work. Now it's certain handsets are going to
just
get
certain
it.
phones, and that's that.
Your carrier has to turn it on for your account. No, I don't know.
It's not a good way to roll out stuff. I'll say that.
If iMessage was like that, then I don't think it would be a thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and another missed opportunity for Google to try and check up.
How long has it been? 2 years they've been talking.
It's been going on, yeah. And then meanwhile they got Hangouts.
Yeah.
And yet you and I were talking on the way home. I tried to get the new Hangout chat, is it called? Because it's not I'm not on a business account. It won't allow me to sign in. You know, you would think you'd start kind of pushing that.
Yeah. That makes sense. Did you see the comment, good looking honky man? I'm still on Cricket from Kangaroo gas station, way behind you. Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah. But yeah, it's another. I don't know. George, are you getting this Vivo Next too?
Not a chance.
Triple camera?
No, I told you when I got the 10R and the OnePlus 6T, that was it for this year. So January, February is the next time I'd be buying a phone.
Speaking of the 10R, George, I used it the other day. It's nice.
Oh,
you had somebody.
Yeah, I got it from my parents. I got it from my parents on T-Mobile.
Oh, okay.
I love the phone. I got the red one and a blue one. Okay. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, if I was gonna buy an iPhone and if I had to choose between the $1,000 one and that one, I would pick that one.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think the screen is beautiful. No matter
if I could get the iPhone 10 for $6, I would get that. But But yeah. I mean, it's
But
not
yeah,
bad.
I
The
would
screen is
highly
not bad.
recommend the 10R.
The screen to me was all right. I
I
mean,
think the screen is beautiful.
unless you're really, I guess if you're really trying to find something wrong with it, you'll find it. But
Yeah, if you want to see the difference in Revolution hard enough, you can find it.
And George, this is coming from who? The we call him the phone snob. Is that what we call him at times, right?
Yeah, and Mr. Pixel.
So it must be good. It must be good. And so I'm
no stamp of approval. No rant on this one.
Yeah.
No rant on this one.
No,
We haven't gotten a rant out of him in weeks.
Now wait, we got one coming, but it ain't coming from me.
Yeah. When we get there, let me know. I want to go. Let me know when we get to that story. Just before we get
charged up.
Yeah,
okay,
that bothered me.
Let's do that one next. We're talking about
hold on. I gotta dive out for just a minute, and you guys
carry on.
So you go ahead. Give me a moment here. All right.
Now, George, this Vivo Next phone with the triple camera, I haven't seen it yet. How's it looking?
I've only seen pictures, and I gotta go find that story now. I'm not sure, because you got a display on the front and you've got a small display on the back, and the front display is kind of bezel-less, and the back display has big bezels. So they're saying in the stories, I can't find the story.
I see it here.
Okay.
This isn't the first dual screen smartphone of its kind. Last year, they had the Nubia X launched last month.
That's true.
The second display camouflages into the phone's rear cover, making it rather striking effect.
Yeah, do you see a good picture of the back? Because it's the back that I'd be interested. Do you see a good picture of the back of the phone?
No, I'm just looking at what you sent me.
Yeah. I don't think there was a good picture in that entire article.
That's the back of it, right? I see 3 cameras on one part, and then the front is all screen.
Yeah, the 3 cameras is the back. Yes.
Okay, so the other thing is the front, the whole screen where it's
right. Yeah, so the back has big bezels at the top and the bottom, and 3 cameras. Yeah.
Jeez, imagine the screen protectors for that thing.
Yeah, right. And I don't use screen protectors because I just use a case and my phones never get scratched. Here, I guess I'd have to use a screen protector.
Yeah, you would. I don't think I would buy that because I'd be scared about the battery. But
I'd be scared about the displays, about scratching them up. The rear of the Vivo Next 2 features a triple camera setup on the top bezel, along with a strange camera hump. We don't see any cameras on the front of the device, so you'll likely need to use the triple camera trio and second screen for your selfies. I'm not getting that. There's no camera on the front, so they're saying you have to turn it around.
You gotta turn it around because that screen is how you see your selfie. That's what that back screen is for.
Okay,
so
I got
you can see yourself when you're doing the selfie.
Okay. It does seem kind of weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, but
they're saying battery life might be a concern because we're talking 2 different screens.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a selfie person, I guess it might be pretty good though, because you actually, you have basically a dedicated screen just for taking your selfies.
but there's nothing about how much it's going to cost, does it?
Nope. No. It's probably won't even get released here.
I take a lot of selfies because of all my social media, but not $800 worth or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. I don't know. I don't like all those, I guess it's innovation, but I don't really care for all the new kind of, like the one with the screen where which phone is that? Where the camera pops up in the middle.
Yeah, with the pop up here. That's one of the Vivo phones. One Vivo phone has it, and so does one of the Oppo phones.
Then the one where the whole thing slides up. I don't really like all that.
Yeah.
I want a regular.
That's an Oppo too, I believe. But I kind of like the innovation, but I don't want to pay that kind of money. And these are phones that basically are not meant for the U.S.
Yeah, but I guess I don't really care for the innovation either because I really don't care for the under display fingerprint thing either. Really,
See, I love my in-display fingerprint sensor on the OnePlus 6T.
I don't know. I guess I like I understand it's good that they're like moving forward the technology, but it's just like it's like a gimmick. To me, it's like an emoji. It's like it's not useful. Because George, think about it. If you wanted to make, if the whole point is to give me more screen, right?
Right.
Then put the fingerprint thing on the back. It'll be faster. You don't got to hold it as long, and you don't need no. You know what I mean? It's just a gimmick.
Yeah, but keep in mind that having the fingerprint in screen isn't taken away from your screen appearance because when you're not unlocking the phone, you have a full screen.
Yours the same way you said you don't want to pay more for the technology. You're paying more for that thing under the screen.
Well, that's true.
Especially when Samsung does it. Just wait.
Well, yeah, count on that.
Just wait when Samsung and LG and when they do it. To me, the way Apple, like that's why I don't think Apple's going to go backwards. It's not that big of a deal. It's still your fingerprint. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's.
No, I think what Apple has on the 10s is perfect.
To me, Apple doing it with the Face ID is more of a
doing it very well
than the fingerprint thing.
Yeah, I love the Face ID on the iPhone.
Even Samsung, if they were able to do the iris scanner and make it faster and more accurate, to me, that would be a better.
Yeah, because that did not go over. Yeah. Even though people said it worked.
It works, but it's not the best.
Yeah. All right, Mike is back. All right, Mike, are we ready for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell us about your story and then tell us about it.
Well, as everybody probably knows, there was a video by MKBHD that had a blind test on phone cameras, and he put the various phones up against some ones that you really thought at first they're going to just kill it. And as most of us know, the Poco phone came in second.
Yeah.
And what really from the A20X, yeah, Nitek. What and even Will, who came in first?
The Mate.
The Mate.
Mate 20. Okay. But they all seemed, what bothered me, I guess maybe, was they all couldn't say, or they just, the reviewers were all shocked that the Poco phone came in second.
Yeah, and keep in mind now, the way he did this, he did a bracket, just like a basketball bracket.
Which was great. That was great.
He used like 7 or 8 other big time reviewers
to get their reactions.
And
he posted it.
He all shocked.
He posted it like on Instagram, I think, for the world. The crazy thing is the way he did it was like he took the picture and had everybody vote which one they thought was better, and then he moved them along based on who won. So it probably took him a while to do it.
Yeah,
but
and he did it 1 or 2 pictures, and that was it.
Yeah.
Right.
The thing I thought was crazy, I guess, I was surprised, but not really, because it's just like Mike, you say it, and George, you show it every time when you do a video.
Okay.
If I tell you, Mike, when I was telling you buy a Pixel, when I told you buy the Pixel 1, you were like, I like pictures, but I can't really see the difference. You know what I mean? You have to put it on a computer and really zoom in and analyze.
Yes, right.
If you're just posting it on Facebook or Twitter or
you're not going to see it.
You're not really going to notice a difference where you're like, yeah.
My biggest shtick right now is when it comes to cameras on phones is able to pull it out, maybe wait a second, get that focus, and hit the shutter and put your phone away and move on.
Yeah, like
that's my thing. Not zooming in, not pixel peeping and all of that stuff. You know what I mean?
The things that they focus on though in the pictures is like even if you have a Pixel, versus a OnePlus, when you take the picture, they both look good. The color might be a little different on either one, but you can fix that with a filter. The things that they say, the reason they'll be like the Pixel looks better is because they'll zoom in to not even the subject of the picture anymore, They'll look
No.
behind that at the building
look
and
at
be
the
like,
sky, the
picture
building.
they showed on the pixel has more detail, or
Right. Or
if
you,
you're
or
just
you look
looking
at the
at
windows
picture,
of a
nobody's
building and you
looking
can
at
see
that.
the molding on the windows.
Yeah, nobody's
But-
looking at that when they take their
Right.
picture. They want the subject to look nice and be able to share it with their friends, and that's it. That's why.
But my and you're right. You're absolutely right, Will. But my other beef with this is that these reviewers, these people that he had, yeah, it was a surprise. I was surprised, but the way they were acting, like there's no way. How could that phone be that way? And it's like no, you got to take a moment, and you don't have to go for that high end phone.
Exactly.
Obviously,
And Marques, to his credit, he did explain why
He thought
those two won, because he said for most people, they're going to see which picture is brighter. Well, they always went with the brighter picture, and that's how those two phones came out winning.
Yes, and that's
So
true.
they're
But
not,
just what
most people are not looking for realism and true color. They're looking for brighter, and brighter, he says, will win just about every time.
You know what though, George? I think regular people aren't looking for realism. I mean, aren't looking for
True color and
all that, because back when Samsung was doing the real saturated with the S6, 4, and all those phones, people were like, "These are great." Now, if you go look at them now, the reviewers are like, "These colors are they look fake. They look fake."
Too saturated. Yeah, and to this day, you hear. If you look at a Samsung picture next to most other phones, the Samsung phone is going to be more saturated. But what I've noticed with some of my more budget phones, they have copied that to some degree, especially this year. They're making some of their pictures more saturated too, because the average person looks at a Samsung photo and says, "Boy, this is beautiful." People like that.
They want like, unless you're a photographer, you just want the picture to look nice when you took it.
Exactly.
Put a filter on it, and that's it. The crazy thing
that's
to me
why my phone comparisons just show everything, especially photo wise, shooting in auto, because that's how people shoot. And this is what your picture is going to look like if you put it on Twitter, you put it on Facebook.
The crazy thing to me was that Marques, we know he gets sponsored stuff, and Google will let him try their phone early.
Yeah,
I was just wondering, like, what would the backlash be? Like, what do you think Google or whoever gave him a sponsored phone or whatever, when he went out there and basically showed that you don't got to buy none of those phones because the pictures, you might not like them no better.
And this is what I've always said about Marques. To me, he's got over 7 million subscribers, but I've always found him, to me, to be fair and honest.
To me, that's what I thought was just the crazy thing, because
he's showing that you don't have to buy these expensive
He shut down everybody. Like, Google will come out with a commercial and say we have the best camera, but if you put their picture side by side next to a Poco phone, you might pick the Poco phone, and you wouldn't even think twice about it.
So it seemed like those reviewers couldn't just say, you know what, that is a good camera or that's a good phone. It seems to be the bias. That's where I was getting at.
That's what I wanted you to specifically address. Tell us exactly why you said it was biased.
I felt the bias is that they were stumbling over words. They couldn't initiate the words. Yes, the Poco phone is a great phone at a great price point, and shame it can't get here into America. They couldn't achieve saying that, because I wonder though too how much backing, branding, whatever word you want to use, that is going to affect them for making such a comment. Okay. If you look,
saying that's why they wouldn't say that.
Right. If you looked at just recently that other video of TLD, they sat down with Dave D2D, right? They were asking these really blunt, poignant questions, and it was great. And hands down, it was great. And they're provocative to answer the question or give a life away.
Okay.
One of the questions were similar to that effect about branding and how they were getting paid, or were they getting paid? Am I right in saying this, Will?
Something like that, yeah. He was like, "What was the most you ever made?"
And he gave up. He gave up a life. Jonathan gave up a life because he didn't want to reveal it. It's just these influencers really do influence some of our decision making. I think some of us YouTube tech people. This is where this is where, you know, or even, well, we're the ones who watch these guys. Am I right? You know, and there's a bunch of other people who do enjoy Marquez's reviews, because to me, Marquez, yeah, right. Marquez's stuff is artwork.
Yes,
that's the only way I always described his work. But
yeah, he's using $100,000 camera when he shoots stuff.
Exactly, and he has a great team now behind him. Yeah. But I just worry that how much his influence is getting, you know, how is being trickled down, if you know what I'm saying. What happens if Poco? What happens if Pocophone really came here to America with the right bands? What would it have done? Perfect example. Look what happened at OnePlus.
Yeah, right. Well, I was about to say, Mike, you gotta think about it. That's what I like George said. I liked about the video was that he was willing to. Everybody will do a camera test. A lot of times when they do them, they won't say what they think. Right. And just like he really wouldn't say what he thought. But if you watch the video, it's kind of like if I was going to buy a phone and I said I cared about the camera and I realized that I picked the $300, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the $300 phone.
He didn't influence your decision, but he let you realize that $300 camera, you might like that picture more. Usually when people do camera tests, they'll just show you the two pictures. And if they don't pick one, they'll still lean to show you why that Pixel 3 or the iPhone XS is better than a OnePlus. They'll find those same things that we were talking about. They'll say the shadows or the HDR. Even if you don't really like that. That's exactly
what I don't do in my test. I just say, here they are, people. You tell me what you think. That's all I
some of your videos, some of your camera comparisons of lately they're hard to tell who is who and who has, you know, and I find when I watch your comparisons, it changes. You know, like it always, you know, this is me to showing you, you know, which one's better, which one's worse, or going down in a scale, and it constantly. But they're always great. They're always great photos.
Yeah, the one I did with the Nokia and the Mate, it changed. Some pictures one look better, some pictures one look better, some videos one look better, some videos one, and that's why I showed it to get people. Okay, if video in 4K is what's important to you, then you need to pick this one. But if 1080p 30 frames per second is all you want, and this one looks better, then pick that one. You know, that's my whole point.
But see, George, is different because you're not getting backed by all these big companies.
That's
like
true.
Mike was saying, where another YouTube channel might not do it that way. Like, even if they realize, like, you can't really tell the difference, they're going to still focus and show you why they think that a Samsung S9 is better than a Pocophone or whatever they're comparing it to. Because you never really see, besides like your channel, like smaller channels will do a Pocophone versus
Android Stud has done great Pocophone stuff.
Yeah, but you know, like I mean, like the cheaper phones, they'll compare those. Most people, they'll start with like the lowest they'll go is like a OnePlus. You know what I mean? I know Jay will do like abstract phones you might not have heard of versus an expensive phone. But most of the big channels, they won't do a camera test with those level of phones. Like Marquez never did a camera test with a Pocophone versus an iPhone.
Yeah. Why not?
I mean? Because why would you show somebody that, like you said, not Apple's probably not sponsoring them, but if they were, why would he show them to their face that an iPhone camera might not be what they prefer over a $300 phone? Or you know what I mean?
And I can tell you, you will see this Nokia phone compared against the iPhone and against the OnePlus.
Yeah, like why? You know, nobody's gonna if you're getting paid or sponsored or anything by those companies, you're not gonna put them out there like.
So am I right calling bias in this?
I don't know if they're biased. I think they're just protecting their best interest. They're not dumb because they're like, just imagine, Mike. Think of it this way: if Google said, "Yeah, we're gonna give you a free phone to test or whatever," just like everybody says, Lou is mad at Apple. If they were like, "Yeah, we have a relationship now, we're gonna give you a phone to test," are you gonna be like? If you took pictures side by side at your house, not even putting them on YouTube with the iPhone, whatever, or the Google Pixel 3 and the Pocophone, and you were like, wow, I like the Pocophone more. are you going to display that on YouTube so Google can be like, what are you doing? Next time you're not getting a free phone and a Pixel stand and all the cases to get your channel.
So with an 8 bias, it's called Money Talks.
It's making your channel grow and staying relevant, because if you do that, sure, we'll be like, yeah, that's a good thing that he's doing, that he's an honest person. But at the end of the day, what's going to happen to your sponsorship next year when you ask Google for, just like when Lou did the Ben thing, look what happened. Apple was like, we're not giving you nothing no more.
Yeah. And at that point, he had a truck full of iPhones, and now you don't see him with any iPhone.
And you see, that was one of the questions in the thing. He was like, I don't like Ben tests and all that. You remember, I forget which one of them, but he was like, I don't like them. That's just like Jerry Rig. He'll go, I guess he buys the phones and he tears them apart.
Yeah, he
tears the phones apart and tells you that this phone is trash. And we all know most of his tests are unrealistic. But to me, besides like the scratching it or the rest of it, burning the phone, you know what I mean? But people watch it and they're like, drop tests and all that. Nobody.
Yeah, he does throw that He's thrown that iPhone around a few times now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
By the way, Night Tech is saying my cam came out on top in that blind test, so he must have the P20 then.
He's got the 20, yeah. But I think the guy who picked it, I think he picked it based on the same things we are, where you're thinking it's a better camera than the other ones. I don't think he thought it was going to win because it was brighter. I think he just thought it's going to give the better photos, because the Pixel and the iPhone, I think both got took out in the first round.
Yeah,
the Pixel, the iPhone, the OnePlus, gone.
Yep.
But now let me just ask you this: the Mate 20 Pro, who won? Do you see any of these tech reviewers really digging it and showing it off and all?
The camera, the camera. They love the camera.
Yeah, from day one that the Mate 20 Pro came out, all of the reviewers have loved the pictures, and some of them have said maybe better than the Pixel.
Yeah, because in their night mode is good, and I think they got 3 lenses now. That's the only reason why I'm curious about the phone, but I don't think I like the software, because I want to get one just for the camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking at Marquez's test, I might as well go get a poker phone.
Yeah, exactly.
I might as well get a poker phone.
Except for the bands.
Yeah. But
I never knew. Night Tech saying that he has the Mate 20X. I never knew there was an X model.
Yeah, the X came out only a month and a half ago, something like that, I think.
Huawei makes crazy cameras. Their cameras are really good.
Yeah.
Their cameras. I guess you can still get it from Amazon. Them prices are going to go up soon when they stop selling them. I need to get one. I might get one. I like that Twilight color one.
I see a video.
That Twilight color one is nice. That Twilight color is hot. That like that blue purple, how it switches. That's nice. I like that.
Yeah. Night Tech is saying I have the Mate 20X, but I have the same camera as the 20 Pro. You need to show us a video.
Yeah, but how do you like the software on it? That's what scares me about them, the software, because they say they're harsh, like with the notifications.
Yeah, but Night Tech buys Xiaomi phones. He buys other phones too, and I don't think the skins bother him very much. But you tell me if I'm wrong, Anthony.
Yeah, the 20X, I think that's the real.
The 20X is the gigantic
that's that big one.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I announce some breaking news here?
Go for it.
Okay, Essential acquires CloudMagic, the company that's behind Newton Mail. Essential bought a company.
Now there's got to be a strategy to that.
Yeah, they say that.
It's probably to do something with their smart home stuff that they're coming.
Hold on, I'm going to copy.
They've been talking about forever.
I'm going to see if I can get it to you guys.
I'll go find it.
Here, George. Here, I'll get it to you, Will. Somehow. Oh, I know how I'll get it to you. Because it says you're on a video chat right now. You there?
Who? Oh, Will's gone, isn't he?
Yeah. He muted us. Okay. Let me go back to here. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to get this off to Will.
Okay, it's an Android Central store. I got.
Yeah.
CloudMagic.
So It says here.
I've never
Essentials.
heard of Newton Mail.
No, they were getting ready to shut down.
Okay.
It reported in October that it suggested the company laid off nearly 30% of its workforce.
Okay.
Let's see here.
It had 40,000 paying customers, but it did shut down, I guess, this month.
Says here, we're always on the lookout for companies with great technology and talent to help accelerate our product roadmap.
That's from Essential, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, what's your product roadmap? Because
yeah, exactly.
Only roadmap I see is discounting, you know?
Yeah, the next thing in the story, the company reportedly sell plans for a successor to the Essential phone, which they did. Report from October suggested the company laid off. So, and Andy Rubin can't get out from under the sex scandal stuff.
No, I know. So I just happened to, just something that I caught it. I'm like, going, well, this is interesting. Essential buys a company.
Yeah. A company that we thought was going out of business itself.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, tell me about.
What's the new
iPhone? But there's got to be some kind of strategy behind that.
Yeah. So let's see. Where else are we at here, guys?
All right, what happened? We talked about. LG. Go for it, somebody. The G7 boot loop.
Mike, you got it. That's your favorite.
That's right. Right.
LG, your thing.
My LG V30, that's right here. And so far,
what about the G7 boot loop? Your brother has that, right?
Yeah, I know. My brother has it, but doesn't mean that this germ did hit other V series. I understand. So, let's see. There are two things LG smartphones can't fully be rid of: disappointing sales and boot loop. I like that.
Do they have a reputation for phones having boot loop?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
For the G4.
Yeah, that was
G4, G5.
Even the Nexus phone.
Even the Nexus 5X. Yeah,
that's right. The Nexus did have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And my Nexus 6 is no problem.
They had a lawsuit and Mike missed it.
Yeah, I know. No matter how hard it tries, no matter how hard they turn out to be, LG's flagship phones just never seem to underwhelm in terms of sales and eventually start showing its warts. Even the G7 ThinQ, one of the latest smartphones, is now reported to be can get boot loop. It sounds like a germ now, you know what I mean? It's like a disease,
Yeah.
Or
a virus.
Yeah, a virus or something. So I'm trying to see. I didn't see anybody talk about having one here in America.
You see what your brother says? What have you guys done to me? Give me the Pixel 2 back.
Yeah, Adam, you got to keep looking out. They might have a class action lawsuit again.
There you go.
Well, wait a minute. Now, doesn't the warranty cover this? Oh, that's right. There's no warranty. They won't cover thinking a SIM tray.
That's right.
No, wait, you have a 2-year warranty. They'll cover the boot loop, but remember, people still sued because it was like they would get it fixed and it kept doing it. Like the new model would do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe Adams are right. According to this article, aside from the phone model, the only other common factor seems to be T-Mobile's network.
Where does that say that? It's in there?
Down in the story, yeah. Unfortunately, there's no irrefutable evidence that either or both are to blame. So.
Oh man, Mike, I'm looking at this Mate 20 Pro.
How much we're talking?
Oh, they're expensive. I'm looking at
the X.
The what?
The 20X, the 20 Pro X.
Is that the real big one?
Yeah.
No, I want the regular size.
You want the regular one?
Yeah,
right?
I don't want no VCR in my pocket.
VCR, yeah.
Yeah, there's some 25-year-old saying, "What the heck is a VCR?"
Yeah, right.
What is it? What is it? Is it a big phone?
Yes,
the X is huge. The X is like 7-inch screen.
Oh, it's like a small tablet.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, it's what tablets used to be, right?
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh, yeah, 7.2.
Yeah.
It looks like 7.2. Oh my God. Jeez,
I
that
want to
thing
see
is
if it's on Amazon.
here. Let's see. So essentially, here we go. Here's my Nexus 7. So it's about as big as this.
Exactly.
That's my Nexus from way back when.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and now they're making phones that size.
No, that's right. That's right. I put a picture of it like a boombox. You know, it's like carrying a boombox. You know.
They got them on
Exactly.
Amazon, George.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Not there. I just looked.
They got them
Yeah,
on
it's-
Swapper, but they're expensive.
Are they? How much?
$9.25.
Yeah, they're $930 on Amazon. New.
Oh, well, I'll buy it new then.
Yeah. Oh, and Amazon will give you 12 months financing too.
See, here you go.
Oh, it is there.
5,000 milliamp battery. You're going to need 5,000 milliamps.
Well, yeah, absolutely. With that screen, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, no warranty though. That sucks. They're saying the battery's like 3 days.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna get one eventually. I'm gonna get one. I haven't had a while.
It says Nitek saying it's not that much taller than the Note 9.
Okay.
It's all in the shape, I know, but I just think of 7 inches. I think of that thing. You know, that does have huge bezels on it too. So.
Okay, yeah, the Mate 20X is $929, and the Mate 20 Pro is $1,029. So that's the difference in price.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna try it, Mike. I'm gonna try it. I'll let you.
No, really?
I'll let you test it. You know,
my God.
that camera looks crazy. That's all.
Yeah, people are in love with that camera, Mike. Have been from day one. You know, big timers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That camera's their camera's always.
And Nitek is saying $600. Well, not on Amazon. It's not.
He probably got it.
I want a GearBest or
somewhere,
Let's see.
Oh, he means the Mate 20. Yeah, they have the regular one, the regular Mate 20.
Oh, not the Pro.
Yeah, not the Pro.
Okay.
Jeez, $11.99.
But it's supposed to be the Pro that has the gorgeous pictures.
I forget what the difference is. There's like small differences. I think one
Holy man.
Top notch. Jeez, they're like Apple prices.
Yeah, of course they are. Yeah, and when it came out, that was my first thought.
Damn, that thing. It is nice though. That camera looks crazy. Triple camera on the back. That thing's got everything.
George, he'll have it next week, okay?
Yeah, right. There's a Mate 20. There's a Mate 20 Lite.
I see a Mate 20 Pro right here, a black one.
Were you looking on Swapper?
$9.99 Amazon. No warranty though.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ooh, that thing looks nice.
Nitek says battery life is great.
Yeah.
Say hi to BG. BG in the room. BG Tech Life.
Is Team 100 on tonight?
I would assume so.
Yo, BG, what T100 going on?
Okay, I'm looking at this. I'm looking. It's a 5,000 milliamp battery. Okay, in the X.
Samsung.
In the X. So what's the size of the battery?
I would only get it from what's the name. Oh, it's got a fingerprint scanner under the display, or no?
He's saying, look at Will. Look at his comment. They have the Mate 20 for $600.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cameras are good, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at one Mate 20 here for $624 on Amazon. That has a 4,000 milliamp battery. That must last a long time too, with that much smaller.
I think the thing that makes their batteries last so long is because their background stuff is so aggressive.
Okay. Oh yeah. I don't like it when you're killing off.
That's right. What I don't.
In the background on me.
Yeah. If it was like 700, I would be all over it. 7.
You'll find it on Swapper if I know you. You are the deal.
No, they're on. There's 2 of them on Swapper, but they're $9.25.
Okay. Look on eBay, I guess.
I don't like eBay. Not for that type of stuff. Not unless it's at like never MSRP or somewhere like that.
I'm looking at one of the stories, you guys. I don't mean it, but I just caught this other story about the AirPods.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, how are they going to get away with that without Apple suing them?
With what? They're just making a new kind, right? They're like making their own
kind of AirPod. That's all. And keep in mind, it's Google and who else?
Amazon.
Yeah, Google and Amazon.
But they're already saying Apple's coming out with another pair of AirPods. AirPods 2 is supposed to have biometrics and.
That's right. I did see that.
You know, Apple's not going to be outdone, so.
Yeah, they're saying that Amazon and Google are going to end up being the competitors when it comes to AirPods.
Google's not if they Google
well, Google's not going
to. Google's not competing with Apple when it comes to selling stuff.
Nah, exactly. Google will compete for services. Okay, your ad money.
George, I'm telling you, George, you're right, man. You're right. They don't care about selling a phone.
No,
they don't want to sell a watch. They don't want to sell nothing. They need to just hang it up.
Well, they want to sell the hub, that's for sure, because they've been advertising the heck out of that.
Yeah, they want to sell that.
I'm liking my hub very much, by the way.
Oh, you like it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
I almost bought it, George. Then I was like, it's so small.
Yeah, but all the other big bloggers, you know, like Android Central, they're all saying it's kind of the perfect size. It's not too big. I guess they're saying the other ones are a little bit too big.
The size is good. The size is okay.
Yeah.
If it had a camera too. To me, I'd rather have the camera.
But the Lenovo one.
The Lenovo one doesn't.
Yeah, but keep in mind, Google specifically said they didn't include a camera because of people's privacy.
George, you believe that?
Yes, I do.
Put a camera.
Because Google probably sees more information about what people say about their privacy than anybody else.
They didn't put a camera because they were like, if we put a camera, then we're going to have to charge $200. They didn't want to charge more money.
No, Google could throw a camera in there for $50 if they wanted to.
George, think about it. But they wouldn't sell it for that. Look what they're selling the Pixel Slate for.
Well, yeah, ridiculous.
Model. Why would you come out with Duo and not put a camera on your thing when who is that? Amazon has the Echo Show and Facebook's got their thing and Google has nothing. You have no competitor to that.
It sounds like the hub is selling well. I am liking my hub quite a bit. You can make phone calls on it.
George, let me tell you how much they know. This is how you know they know it was a mistake. They were like, yeah, we're not putting the camera at their thing. And then a month later, here comes a Duo update where you can use Duo on it only for voice calls. What's the point?
You can. Yes,
but what's the point? You can already make phone calls with your Google Mini. If I don't want to see the person, I might as well just use my $30 Mini.
But you're not just using a hub just to make phone calls. That's the point. Heck, I can watch YouTube TV on it. I can watch
Netflix on it.
I'm not sure because I don't have Netflix. I've never had Netflix.
I don't think you can watch Netflix on it. They should have just made the price a little more and put the camera.
You give me a choice between Netflix and YouTube TV. I'll take YouTube TV every time.
But I'm saying to make something like that, you should put all the functionality in it that you can. Put the camera, even if people don't use it.
Research really did say people wouldn't buy it if they put a camera on it because I believe them. So
I don't know. I think they should have put the camera because look what happened. They came out with theirs at $150 and Lenovo, I think, went on sale for $160. So why wouldn't you buy a bigger screen with the camera?
Yeah, and but the Lenovo went on sale for $160 for how long? That's not going to stay there.
It's always on sale though.
That's normally what, $199, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, okay. But you see what Google did? They made some fragmentation, depending on which hub you have. Like they got different software. They said.
Oh, they do.
I think it's different. I seen an article. They were like saying
they're having trouble having a continuous conversation. And they were saying that there's a software going to, eventually they're going to roll it out.
Oh, my wife has made some phone calls on it, no problem.
Continuing conversation, like you're going to keep on talking to your assistant.
Oh,
were,
that kind of thing.
yeah.
See, one thing I love about Google Assistant, like the Google Home, every time I went, like just before I came down, I told Google to turn on the hall light and turn off one of the other lights. And that can do that. I can't do that when Amazon. It doesn't understand and.
Yeah, I think they're different. Like Lenovo's has different software than Google's. I guess they want to make sure that it's fragmented like the rest of Android.
Well, the Android Central guys were raving about the hub, and I think most, if not all of them, already had Lenovo's, but they all seem to like the hub better.
But
that was right after it came out, So
they gotta say that Google probably gave them a free one.
How will you stop? No, I think they actually had to buy. It sounded like they all had to buy the Lenovo one too. The ones that I think at least 3 of them had it. So
I don't know. If it would have had the camera, not that I even make a lot of video calls, but I think I would have been like, all right, it makes sense now. But just to have a screen, nah.
Yes, even Nitech agrees with me. It's a privacy thing. People are getting freaked out about privacy.
George, it's a privacy thing, but that's like saying I'm going to make a laptop, and not put a webcam because people are scared of privacy. Just make it so you can turn it off.
But webcams don't wake up when you say something.
George, Lenovo had the perfect idea. I couldn't believe it. Google sat up there and said, we didn't put a camera. And then Lenovo's like, we have a camera and you can just slide the thing over and close it.
And you can't just turn it off. I know.
Yeah, why wouldn't you do that? Like, that don't make sense. I think it was about the point.
Will, have you noticed that every time you say something Google should do, they go the other way?
and it flops. And it flops, George. It flops. That's what happens.
It seems like the hub is doing okay as far as I can tell.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when they're giving them away.
That'll work. I'll take another one. Hey, they gave you a Pixel. I deserve something.
Yeah, right. Don't say that too loud. They didn't give me my certificate. I guess they realized that I didn't pay for it. They didn't give me my $50.
What's your certificate for what?
I was supposed to get $50 for ordering it first or something.
Oh, no way, yeah.
So, Mike, what would you choose? A $50 certificate and pay for the phone, or a free phone? I know what I choose.
Yeah, right. I can't be too greedy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can't be too greedy, right?
Yeah, but I know Will's going, darn it.
Yeah, I was waiting for my certificate. I was just going to buy a case or something.
I'm trying to find that story about the can't find it now.
About the okay.
Yeah, the one they can't have continuous conversations. I was going to look into.
Oh, yeah, that would be. I heard nothing about that.
Hey George, guess what? Will actually said about T-Mobile.
What?
It works. It works at your work,
right?
It
works at my job. Yeah, it works at my job.
Okay, yep. So it's time for you to come over, brother.
Yeah,
I gotta confirm that it works everywhere else I need it to work first.
Okay, that makes sense.
But
okay.
Yeah, it works at the job. The service
before it wasn't. Was it not working?
No, it doesn't. It's my wife's job that I think it doesn't work at. And
I thought it was your job too.
If it was just like a little bit, but it's to the point where if she's at work, she has to drive and go out to the street, is what she said. Like her coworkers who have T-Mobile, they have to drive out off the grounds to get it to work.
Well,
I don't know if you know where that inspection station is, Mike, but in Winslow. But
yeah, when they first built our downtown building in Chattanooga at Blue Cross, it used to be that way with AT&T and T-Mobile and Sprint, but now they actually had guys come in there week after week, and they all work well.
Still no support for continued conversations. So maybe that's the Lenovo one doesn't let you have continued conversations.
No, I thought it was Google. I don't know.
I see. Oh, so maybe it's for all of them. This was an old comment, but I can't even find the article that tells you like the difference. Like they said something about, I think they pushed out an update for like the regular Google Hub, and the other one didn't get the update because it's like there's differences. I don't know.
Nitech asked a question. Who uses Duo?
I
Hey,
saw
Will.
Oh, me and Mike
I
were
do.
using it. Duo works.
Yeah.
Duo works very good.
Yeah, I think it works extremely well.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with it. It's gotten much better, and I think you could have a video chat compared to what it was before. Has really come a long way. Do you
Yeah,
use it? You use it, George?
Which one? Duo? Yeah,
Yeah. So
I like it. Oh, I'm reading about the continued conversation.
My thing is that it should have had the camera because it's like Google is I don't know what they are. Like it's like they don't pay attention. Like if you put out something where you can make video calls with it,
All right.
like Duo, you're telling me they don't have a camera in it, Will.
Yeah.
Well, you tell me you don't have a camera, so you can't use Duo in it.
You can use Duo for
Mike, this is why you know. This is why you know they messed up. This is what I'm telling you. This is why you know that they know when they went up there for that keynote, they probably were so mad that everybody saw how ugly the Pixel was and was complaining that they just forgot about everything.
Yeah, everybody was complaining about it. Yeah.
How do you come out with something and say, "Yeah, we didn't want to put the camera because of privacy," and your competitor has a camera on their little thing? Like when I saw that commercial with the grandma and the family calling her with the Echo thing, I'm like, and Google couldn't do this?
Yeah,
like
but keep in mind, that thing was out probably around the time that Google started developing the hub.
So,
That thing's been out a while, so they obviously didn't want to.
The Echo Show, right? But that's what I'm saying.
talking about the Lenovo one.
No. I'm talking about the Echo Show or whatever that.
Oh yeah, that commercial. Yeah.
That commercial is like Google could have killed it if they would have came out and put a camera on there, let you close it, and you could have it with your grandmom, and she don't got to know how to do nothing. All she got to do is say, "Call Johnny" or whoever, and it calls them and shows them on the screen.
Yeah, I'm the wrong guy to ask about those commercials because I'm grandma's age and I don't subscribe to the we don't know crap stuff.
You know what I mean?
Right? It's like all grandparents are a bunch of idiots. That's what it says to me.
But that was like a failure to me because then they come out and they're like, yeah, now it has Duo support to make phone calls. You can already do that with your home mini. Like,
and you may be right after the fact because I think the Amazon one came out right after they announced the hub. I think.
So now Amazon has that little small circle one that can do it, and they got the bigger one that can do video.
Right.
Like why? I don't know. And then even
we get so frustrated with Google.
George, even with they came out now with the you can broadcast and now the person can talk back to you. Right. But Amazon is doing it. Amazon lets you do it from room to room, right?
Yes, it does. Yes, Google, it does. Google implement. That's one thing I think Amazon could do it from room to room a year ago.
Google is failing with that type of stuff. That's like useful. Like I could be downstairs and talk to somebody, and that would make me more eager to buy one in every room.
I think I might know why Google didn't go that route.
Because
if you want to talk room to room with the Amazon one, you have to say the specific name of the specific one. Like I have to say George's Echo. And if I say anything else, it's not going anywhere. Whereas at least with broadcast, when I say broadcast, it broadcasts all of them.
No. The broadcast is but listen, George. Now wait, look at
I'm just saying that might be their justification because sometimes naming that specific Amazon Echo is a pain in the butt.
George, look at how dumb that is. All right, broadcast, and it's gonna wake up everybody in the house. Well, you might just want to talk to your son in their room. You can't just say broadcast John's room. You got to broadcast to every single.
No, it broadcasts to every other one in the house.
That's dumb. So
I don't know. We use it all the time here, and it's not an issue. But of course, we have no kids in the house to wake up either.
No, but I'm saying like if I wanted to wake my kids up, and I'm like broadcast, wake up, it's time for school, and it's gonna wake up everybody in the house like they all have to go to school.
Who's asleep when your kids go to school?
They could have just made it so that it says. So that like if you put it in the same way you set up when you set it up, it'll ask you what room is it going in, family room.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So they could have just set it up like that, and you could just be like, broadcast bedroom
Well,
one.
it sounds like if they want to, I would think they could do that with an update. I would think.
Don't worry.
It's
next,
not a hard. I don't think it's a hardware thing.
Mike, we already know next year Google will be like, we're killing the Google Mini.
Yeah, we won't be
Mini
supporting
going to the
it.
Google graveyard.
Hey, Bible, we're just talking about killing things. They killed Allo, they killed Inbox.
Yeah, they
And
kill software. They don't kill hardware.
Man, they'll
But
kill
talk about killing. I just saw that Ice Cream Sandwich won't get any more support, or at least the apps won't get supported anymore.
What's Ice Cream Sandwich?
It's
way back there.
Yeah, 4.0 it was.
Mark says sorry. He's like, that's all right, Mark. We appreciate you coming on in.
Yeah. Google is like they just can't focus, man. That's why, even though if Apple could be having their struggles right now and they might not have as many services as Google, but just like Talis said, Mike, why would you want to get invested and then next year Google's like, we're killing that product. Let's kill Inbox.
They do that.
After people like it, let's kill it.
But Mike, I'm glad Will doesn't work at Google because he'd be having nothing but arguments with those people. You just think differently than they do.
They would fire me quick, man. Because when I saw that Echo Show thing, I might not never use video call in my life. But when I saw that,
Anthony at Night Tech, I don't want a camera on my hub. It's in my bedroom, and that's what their justification was.
That's fine.
Mine is in my kitchen, but
George,
and that's what the Android Central guy said too. If it's in the bedroom, you know.
George,
and Jerry did say yes, you can flip so you can't see the
that's
camera.
All you do is close it.
But
George, that's like saying that's like you know what everybody says when they buy stock, when they buy a Pixel or whatever, they'll be like, I don't need the S Pen. So your choice is pay $1,000 for a Note that has all these features. You might not use them and you don't have to ever touch them, or get a phone that has no extra features. You're never going to have the extra features. Like, it's like if you put.
I think people like you and me and Mike use the extra features. My guess is the average person will never use the extra.
But George, that's what I'm saying. I might not never use the camera, but at least put it and let me have the option of closing it. Or
my point being, everybody uses the camera, but I don't think the average person is going to use all the stuff that's in a Note 9 or any of it really, other than the camera.
Yeah, but that's why Google won't sell phones, because if you put a Note 9 next to a Pixel and they're both $1,000, and you show somebody on this one, you can pull out your S Pen and draw on it.
Yeah, I'll take the Note 9, but
that's what I'm saying. So if I show you a Home Hub and say, well, Google was worried about your privacy, and you're going to be like, well, what does this company say about my privacy with their camera? Oh, you can just slide the thing over and it turns red and you see it's
my next question is, how much does this one cost? How much does that one cost? All right, I'll take the Hub.
Okay, this one is originally $150 and this one's originally $199, but now we got it for $160.
No, but you can't say that because No, you can't say that, Will, because when they went to $160, the Hub was selling for $99.
You get a bigger screen, and you have the option that when Google says, yeah, we're going to put Duo on there, you have a camera that you can use.
I'm just saying there are other people, including some guys from Android, who disagree with you. You know, Mike, they seem to like the Hub better.
Mike, what would you do?
What would I do? I would want to. I see your point about, especially without having a camera.
George, listen.
Wait, you asked Mike a question and then you interrupt him. Come on now.
Hold on. Lenovo 8-inch smart display with Google Assistant. White front, gray back. $149.99. Best Buy.
Okay.
Bigger screen. Camera.
It's on sale. And it'll probably stay on sale the rest of this month, is my guess.
It's gonna be on sale forever.
No, I don't think so. I think
for
2 weeks the Hub was on sale.
They're gonna have it on sale and throw in a Google Mini on top of that, and a Wemo plug. Okay.
That's right, Mike. What would you get? Mike, what would you get?
I would get the one that's giving me everything for free. You know, the extra Google Home and the Wemo plug. Okay. And it'd still be a discount, okay?
Yeah. I don't know. I just
Night says he. So you should have. You should. Oh, so
I should have to pay more for something I don't use, and I agree with Night Tech. He's disagreeing with you. We'll go argue with Anthony
because he don't want to. No, because I see what he's saying because he won't use it. But
I see the problem here. You got a New Yorker arguing with a Jersey guy. Okay,
this is what Google should have did. Google should have said, "We got one with a camera, one without a camera. Charge $20 more for the one with the camera. Let people decide."
That would have worked.
Don't just have no camera at all, and then have a service that you can use the camera, because if you can make video calls on the other one, and you can't on Google's, like that's dumb. I don't know. That's dumb to me. That's dumb.
All right, you have very different business visions.
That's like George. Google's supposed to be the leader of Android.
Convince them.
George, wait, listen. George,
you need to go on Twitter and talk to them.
Google's supposed to be the head of Android, right? They're supposed to be showing everybody how
they're the ones who own Android. Yeah, they don't have to be the head.
When they make the Pixel every year, they're supposed to be showing the blueprint of how the Pixel's supposed to perform and how Android's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yet
their vision of yes, that's true.
But Samsung has features that Android whatever doesn't even have. I'm not talking about the S Pen and all that. I'm talking about basic features that Google should have on their phone. You know what I mean? For the same price, and you don't have it.
Should have.
Like Google's always playing catch up with.
But obviously, you have a very different vision than them, and you don't like the fact that they have a different vision than you. It bothers you. Except who's making billions and who's not here. I mean, come on now.
Mike knows what I'm saying. That's why he's staying out of this conversation.
I'm gonna. Is Team 100 on?
Mike.
Well, we're going to run into their time in about 10 minutes.
I'm looking here at the hub on Google's website.
So about the Lenovo one, the Lenovo hub, it seemed a bit better. Did it not? Bigger screen?
It's a bigger screen.
Sound?
Yeah. Google intentionally made it smaller because that Lenovo one was out about 8 months or so before Google's.
Mike, Google intentionally put out a lesser product. That's what they always. That's what they like to do.
I don't think I would buy the hub now because I would want the ability to make the phone call. And you
mean a video call?
Video call. But what's that? You get the one I forget which one had a little clamp that go over the camera lens.
The Lenovo one.
Is that okay? Yeah.
I just can't see why you would put out something with less features. Google already knows everybody hates Google because of privacy and all that. Make it so you can close the thing. That's
next time you do the broadcast and the next time I do the broadcast, put in the line like I put in the description, our usual Friday night discussion of weekly tech news and Will's weekly complaints about Google.
Right.
We need to add that.
We got close to a rant just now. You realize that we were close to a rant.
That's right.
Because it's terrible when you look at Amazon and everybody else. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Now, Mike had a rant tonight, and Will had a rant tonight, and I'm thinking my rant's better than your rant.
Let me see. What is that thing called? The Amazon? What's that little Amazon one?
I forgot the name of it. The one with the grandma.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
I forgot the name of it. Well, just go on Amazon. You'll find it. I'm sure in a hurry.
Looking. I just want to see if that one can show you the same. What's some things called? You know, like can you watch YouTube on that? I'm sure Google probably said no, right?
No. Google and Amazon do not get along. You know that.
Yeah. See, that's how. I guess Google's like, yeah, well, you can't watch Amazon on it.
I think Amazon's the one who started this fight with them. I think.
Yeah, they started pulling their stuff.
Yeah, so.
See, they got Echo Show whatever for $129 with a camera.
It's just bugging Will to death.
Because that's crazy.
Is it Echo Spot?
That's the one. I think that's
Spot. Spot. Yeah, and Night Tech said he does not see the hub as lesser. This sounds like a New Jersey versus New York argument to me.
George,
he's up in Albany.
Well, yeah, but see, George, you're going to pick whatever one you said because you don't want the. I guess I get it, but nah. To me, it's less. To me, that's lesser. Even though it's a little. I mean,
We all
it's
have different
$50.
views.
It's $50, but I'm just saying Google
You know the difference between you and me, Will. I can let other people disagree with me and like what they like. You have a problem with that.
No, I don't. I just have a problem with
Yes,
what Google is doing. You can like what you like, and I mean, like you said, you don't want a camera or whatever. But nah, I don't know. That's like with your laptop.
But if you disagree with me, you're being stupid liking that.
That's like what? That's like with your webcam, George. You have a webcam on your computer, right? I mean, you know.
Yes, but it's not going to wake up just because I'm talking in the room.
Put a piece. You don't know if it's on or not. Huawei might turn it on in the middle of the night.
I don't have a Huawei computer.
They can get into anything. You never know. They might have a back door to get in.
Wait. You got the SE, right? You got the Huawei SE, right?
Yes, I do.
Well, that might turn on, and you could be listening to you right now.
Well, it's true, but it's listening from inside the box, and the camera can't see nothing.
Well, you never know. They could have special microphones. Okay.
There you go.
Oh man.
Or a hole in the box.
Right. You know, a little laser. Put a hole in the box. There we go.
Now we're back to holy boxes.
I'm
cracking myself up here.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
Night Tech says that Lenovo is going to be obsolete in 6 months. That's
because it's a Chinese company. He's saying. Now it's not one of the two Chinese companies in great disfavor. Why we don't know.
Yeah,
well,
right.
Maybe they don't do business with Venezuela and Korea and North Korea and Iran. So I guess they should be okay. All right, I think we should be done, gentlemen.
All right.
Yeah. I'm
Mike,
call it early.
Mike, is it going to be you next week?
Well,
no, it was you last week.
It was me last week.
It can be me. I just got to start early and make sure I got that button.
Yeah, I think you need to work on that there.
Oh, Mike, we'll talk about it after. I was wondering something, but
well, you said you were going to go over to Mike's when you had the broadcast.
We never got together. So
you know.
Well, I mean, he could broadcast from your house.
Me and Mike live close, but it's rough.
Yeah,
why especially
is it rough? Well, he works at night and I work at day. That's one.
That's true. That's pretty rough. Yeah.
And Mike's driving home in rush hour traffic from Philly.
Yeah, I'm right. Well, yeah. You know, so or him and I talk on the way into work, or we're talking on the way home. You know,
which bridge do you cross, Mike?
Walt Whitman.
Okay, I used to cross that one all the time when I used to go to the tennis tournament every year.
Yeah, go Grace Ferry Avenue up 76.
Okay, I know 76.
Yeah. They're redoing 295, the interchange right there, 42.
Oh, that must be a lot of fun.
It's been 9 years. Well, it's a 9-year project.
Forever.
Wow.
Yeah,
I think that started when Obama was in.
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it was.
Forever.
All right, folks.
All right.
We're going to call it a night.
And we'll figure out next week who's going to be. I think it should be Will, personally.
Yeah, I think it'll be Will next week, but we'll find out. So, Will, you go ahead and say your good nights. He's got to go to work.
I got to make sure I flick the camera closed on my home hub.
Oh, in case you were wondering, folks, yes, all of us Jersey guys are wise guys with comments like that, okay?
Yeah.
Mike, go ahead and say your...
I'm Mike Dixon. This is simply an advice. If you like today's video, give George a thumbs up. If you don't like today's video, don't give George a thumbs down. Tell us why in the comments, and it's always start the conversation.
Team 100.
And I'm Mobile Geezer, and of course you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, and Instagram. And my articles come out at mobilegeezer.wordpress.com. I usually try to write one at least once a week. So don't forget Team 100 is coming up in about 6 minutes. Those guys always have a good show, and we will talk to you next week.
Night,
Thanks
guys.
a lot.